Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Your heart rate spikes before you even look at it. Your palms get warm. Your attention snaps away from whatever you were doing a second ago. But the real answer for why this happens is far stranger than notifications are annoying. Somewhere inside your skull, a part of your brain that has not changed in 300,000 years just decided that a text message might be trying to kill you. It is not being dramatic. It is doing exactly what it was built to do. Deep in your temporal lobe sits a small almond-shaped cluster of neurons called the amygdala. It does not know what a smartphone is. It does not know what a group chat is. It only knows one job: scan everything for danger and react before you have time to think. The neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux spent decades mapping exactly how this works. He discovered that sensory information reaches the amygdala through two separate paths. One path runs through the thinking parts of your brain first, slow and careful. The other path is a shortcut, wired directly from your senses to your amygdala, skipping conscious thought entirely. Ledoux called this shortcut the low road. It is faster than thought itself. Why would evolution build a road that bypasses thinking? Because for most of human history, thinking was too slow to keep you alive. Picture an ancestor of yours, maybe 40,000 years ago, walking through tall grass at dusk. A shape moves. A sound cracks a branch. There is no time to reason through it. No time to weigh probabilities. The humans who paused to think it over were, on average, the ones who did not pass on their genes. The humans who flinched first and asked questions later survived to have children. You are descended from the flinchers. That flinch reflex did not disappear when humans built cities or wrote books or invented electricity. It is still sitting there, fully loaded, waiting for a threat. The problem is that your amygdala cannot tell the difference between a predator in the grass and a red notification bubble on a screen. Both trigger the same cascade: a flood of cortisol, a spike in heart rate, a narrowing of attention onto the one thing that might be dangerous. Your ancestors' brains were built for a world with maybe a handful of real alarms a day. A rustle in the bushes, a stranger at the edge of camp, a sudden silence where birds should be singing. You now carry a device that can generate hundreds of those same alarms before lunch. Every one of them gets treated for a fraction of a second like it might be the thing that ends you. The biologist and stress researcher Robert Sapolsky has spent much of his career studying exactly this mismatch. He observed something curious about zebras on the African savanna. When a zebra is chased by a lion and escapes, its stress hormones spike violently for the length of the chase, and then, almost immediately, they drop back to normal. The zebra goes back to grazing like nothing happened. Humans do not do this. Sapolsky's research points to a simple but unsettling difference. Humans can turn on the exact same stress response using nothing but a thought, a memory, or an expectation. A zebra needs an actual lion. You just need to imagine one. This is why the buzz in your pocket works even when nothing is actually wrong. You do not need a real threat. You only need the possibility of one. What is in that message? Did they see what I said? Is this good news or bad news? Your brain treats the uncertainty itself as the danger. And uncertainty, it turns out, is something your phone produces constantly, by design. The psychologist Larry Rosen, who spent years researching what he called technology-related anxiety, found that many people check their phones not because something interesting is happening, but because not checking feels unbearable. The fear of missing an alert became its own trigger, separate from whatever the alert might actually contain. Think about what that means. You are not just reacting to messages anymore. You are reacting to the possibility of a message. Your amygdala has started treating an empty lock screen the same way your ancestors treated an unusually quiet forest. Too quiet. Something might be coming. This is the strange inheritance sitting inside your nervous system. A survival machine built for lions, snakes, and rival tribes, now spending its energy on emails, unread texts, and the little number sitting on top of an app icon. And here is the twist most people never notice. The alert itself is rarely the problem. It is the waiting. Studies on anticipatory stress consistently find that the build-up before an uncertain event often produces more physiological strain than the event itself. Your body spends more energy bracing for the possible bad news than it would spend actually reading it. Your ancestors' version of this was standing at the edge of a clearing, waiting to see if the shape in the shadows moved again. Your version is staring at three dots that mean someone is typing. Same circuitry, same flood of chemicals, same ancient machinery, just aimed at a different target. Here is where it gets uncomfortable. Notification design did not happen by accident. Once product designers understood how deeply this ancient alarm system responds to uncertainty and social signals, they built systems that trigger it constantly and reliably. A ping, a badge, a burst of red. Each one lands on a nervous system that still believes uncertainty equals danger. You are not weak for reacting to it. You are ancient. Every time your chest tightens at a buzzing phone, you are watching a 300,000-year-old survival system do exactly the job it was designed to do, just aimed at the wrong century. So what do you do with a threat detector this sensitive, wired into a world that no longer needs it firing every few minutes? You cannot switch it off. Evolution does not come with an off switch. But you can understand it, and understanding changes the relationship. The tightness in your chest when your phone buzzes is not a message about your character or your self-control. It is a message from an ancient part of your brain that is still, in its own way, trying to keep you alive. The next time you feel that jolt from a notification, you are not overreacting to a text message. You are hearing an alarm system built on a savanna, doing exactly what kept your ancestors alive long enough to become your ancestors. Your phone did not create that alarm. It just found the oldest button in your brain, and it has been pressing it ever since.